Alright, welcome back guys, and what is good? Welcome back to the channel. And on today's episode we have a pretty sick video planned. So we're out here in a nice open area like you should if you're learning to ride a motorcycle. So today guys, I'm going to teach you how to ride a motorcycle, or more specifically a sport bike, but it's more or less the same on any bike. Pretty basic. The shifting, the levers, the braking is all pretty similar on every bike. Let's just start out with a little walk around the bike. Excuse the missing under trays right now. They flew off on the freeway at like a high rate of speed. So let's wait for this guy to pass. But yeah, so excuse that. I'll do a little walk around the bike. This is my bike guys. It's a 2006 636 Ninja ZX6R. Love this bike, great bike. To start off with the basics guys of how to ride a bike, so we got the key, we got the bike, but let's just do a kind of basic walk around and kind of explain what everything on the bike is, what each part does and what it is. So if we walk around this side right here, these are our handlebars. This is our front brake lever that operates the front brakes right there. This right here is going to be our clutch, and then this right here is going to be the throttle tube. So that's what that is. This right here is the kill switch that just kills your engine, and then this is the little start button. It's going to be a little different on each bike, so you kind of have to get used to how to start and like this, all the buttons on your bike. But this is the high beam switch, this is the horn. I'll show you how all that works later. And let's see right here, if you look down here, this is your kickstand, this is your gear lever shift. So if you put it all the way down, hard click down, that's gonna be first gear, unless you have MotoGP shifting of course, but don't worry about that. So if you put it all the way down, one click down, it's gonna be first gear. And then when you're in first gear, you can go. I'm gonna explain how to do that later, but if you put it half a click up, just a light little click up, just like that little tap, it's gonna go into neutral. If you put it a full click up, it's gonna go into second, and then third click, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and how many gears your bike has. But all you have to remember is one down, 4 or 5 up, or however many gears you have, but one down, the rest is up. It's like life guys. If there's one down, the rest is going to be up. On the other side, we have the rear brake. On sport bikes, I don't know, some people use them, but I don't really use it unless I'm making a tight turn or I'm on a hill. But other than that, you kind of keep your foot a little further back from it. You never really use it that much. So that's that. Let's get on the bike and I'll show you how to ride a motorcycle. So what you do, you always walk up from the side of the kickstand, the side the bike is leaning on. So you go ahead and swing one leg over, just like that. You take your key, put it in the ignition, like that. Then you give it a turn, let all the fuel pumps, all that stuff kind of warm up and get ready. Then what you want to do is you want to kind of grab both the handlebars. You want to put your right hand, 2 fingers on the levers, hold the brake, and then kind of tilt the bike straight like that. That's going to stabilize the bike. Keep holding the brake so the bike doesn't roll forward. So right now the bike is right now in gear, so you can't really tell. But if I take my foot right here and then click it up halfway, see, you can see right there it's going to say neutral, so the bike is in N. So the bike is not in gear now. So if I let go of the brake, bike is going to roll forward. See? If I hit the front brakes, usually 2 fingers, you don't have to use your whole hand to grab it, just like 2 fingers. There you go, bike is stopped. If we want to start the bike, what we want to do is put the kickstand back up. Let's start the bike. What we do is make sure the kill switch is off, hold the start button, make sure the bike is in neutral, or if it's not, hold the clutch in. Always hold the clutch in when you start it, just in case, so it doesn't jolt forward. Then hold the start button and just go ahead, the bike is started up. So now if the bike is in neutral, as we can see, we can let go of the clutch. If it's not, we have to click it back into neutral and the bike is on. From now, we can just start setting off basically. It's not that hard. Honestly, don't be afraid, don't be scared. Just take everything slow, gentle, and balanced. So what we're going to do, place both our hands. This is the positioning you want to have. You want to have around like 2 fingers on the clutch, 2 fingers on the brake, and then kind of the rest of your hand so you can control the throttle. So this is kind of the positioning you always want to have. What's crazy on a bike is you're constantly using all your limbs. So you're using your left foot, your right foot, both your hands and arms. So it's very engaging. So guys, so you gotta pay attention. But to start off, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull the clutch in. We're gonna click the bottom lever right there into first gear. So now the neutral light's gone, bike is in first gear. We can put both your feet on the side so you have balance kind of at first. And then what you're going to want to do is just slowly start letting go of the clutch and feeling that the bike is going to, no gas, look, no gas, the bike is moving on its own, see? And then you put the clutch back in, hit the brake, you're stopped again. Slowly start letting it go of the clutch, start feeling that biting point, bike is going to start moving on its own. Like literally I can just completely just let go, I'm not holding anything, the bike is moving on its own, you guys see? No gas. Hold the clutch in, put the brake again on, come to a complete stop. So now we can put the bike back in neutral. You pretty much got the hang of the biting point. You feel when it starts moving. So right when that biting point starts and the bike is going to start moving, you're going to want to start slowly adding like a tiny bit of gas. So it's like a scale, it's kind of a weight. So you're kind of letting go of the clutch and then adding a little bit of gas until you feel like you're completely moving at a good pace. And then you can completely let off the clutch, you'll kind of feel it ease off, and then you can just completely control everything with the gas and be on the gas. So let me show you that right now. So clutch in, click it in first, slowly start letting go of the clutch, slowly, and then we're going to start adding some gas just like that. So you see, now we're completely off the clutch, we're only adding a tiny bit of gas, and the bike is moving. So now we can add a little bit more gas, and the bike is going to move like that. So you don't want to keep the RPMs revved up too high all the time if you're just normally driving. So to shift into second gear now, what we can do, it's not that hard. We're going to press the clutch in, let off the gas, click it up into second, the shifter lever, slowly let off the clutch again and start adding gas just like we're setting off. So let me show you that again. Let me go back into first gear. So we're driving in first gear again. We're driving. We want to switch into second. We're going a little too fast for first. Clutch in, off the gas, shift second, slowly let off the clutch and add gas back on again. Like a scale. It's like a balance scale, just like that. Let off the clutch, add gas. So now we're in second gear. Let's turn around over here so we have a little more room, and we're going to try that again. Real easy, guys, nothing complicated here. When you're turning around like this in a tight spot, you could just hold the rear brake and it's going to be easier, but let's start right over again. So you want to be in an empty space like always, of course. You want to be safe, low speeds. So get into that positioning, 2 fingers here, 2 fingers here, hands on the bars. Don't put too much weight on the bars, just kind of be loose, relaxed. So you're going to put the clutch in, shift into first, slowly start letting go of the clutch, slowly, and then start adding gas. Start adding gas, and then let go of the clutch completely. There you go. We're in first now. See, we're in first gear now. So, now to shift into second. One more time. Clutch in, shift up, slowly let go, and then we're in second now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. To come to a stop, you just like pull this right lever right here, and then you can clutch in, shift down into first, and you can just slowly let off the clutch again, and that's it. That's how you downshift. So this is some basic downshifting. So let's say let's go back up into second. I'm going to show you basic downshifting. Let's say we're in second gear right now. We want to downshift it to first. We're coming to a stop and come to a stop together, let's say. So it's going to clutch in, downshift into first, slowly let off, get back on the gas. So then clutch in, brake, and then we come to a complete stop. And then we can put it back into neutral or keep it in first, but hold the clutch in. Never let it off. Never let the clutch out when the bike is in gear, or else you're just gonna, this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna just jolt and stall out like that. That's what's gonna happen if you just let the clutch out too fast and you're in gear. So let's start that back up again. So yeah, let's move over here real quick. And now we're in first gear. Let's say we want to park somewhere. We're in first gear. We're slowly creeping, balancing the throttle and the clutch, kind of like a balance scale. So now we come to a complete stop with our brake in the front. We can put our kickstand out, and it should automatically shut off when it's in gear. And then we get off the side of the kickstand of the bike. What I like to do is to put my foot and kind of kick it like that, and kind of tilt the bars the other way, just so its bike is more stable and then doesn't fall down, because you don't want your baby to fall down. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is to riding a motorcycle. And then you just practice, and it's an art you can never perfect, guys. But I hope you enjoy this tutorial video on how to ride a motorcycle. Stay tuned. Next video I'm going to show you and teach you guys how to shift up and downshift fast and do all those rev matching blip and downshifts and be all quick with that. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more crazy videos.